Good morning, my fellow pipe smokers. This is the Krusty Codger coming at you on November 9th, 2024. And this morning I'm going to be reviewing Peterson, my mixture 965. I have smoked probably about a 10 and a half of this. And I really do enjoy Peterson's My Mixture 965. So let's open up the tin. The immediate smell I get is that of some hay. That kind of predominates what I smell in there. Let me read it to you. A balanced smoking tobacco with cool flavor, brown Cavendish accompanied by light oriental tobaccos and small Latakia leaves, an English mixture. I do smell some of the oriental, and I'm not sure if that's because I read it and then think I smell it, or if I actually do, but really more of a hay smell to me, but it's all right. What I'm going to talk to you about this morning, in addition to the My Mixture 965, is my grandmother passed away last week, and the funeral was yesterday, and I was privileged to be able to talk to the congregation and to read the eulogy along with a few thoughts. And what came to mind is in Ephesians chapter 5, where it says that we are to submit one unto another. We are to be there for one another. In other words, we are to take our own interests and put them behind the needs of others, not in front of the needs of others. And that, as much as anything else, is a tribute to my grandmother. She always put everyone before herself, and she was a kind and gentle woman, and that really struck me about her when I was thinking about her. And so this morning I want to talk about a little bit about being of service to others and the Peterson My Mixture 965. So I have my pipe pre-stuffed. I'm going to light it up, and I will get back to you. So I've got my pipe lit on my pre-light. You can tell because the tobacco rose out of the bowl. You know, I bought this kind of a fancy pipe lighter a while back. You know, it works pretty good, and the only problem is that it is not really good in any sort of wind whatsoever. It goes out almost immediately. So I bought just an old-fashioned Zippo lighter, and although you can smell the fuel, it doesn't really, to me, impart any sort of taste to the tobacco. And it is a lot more wind resistant than the other propane lighter that I have here. So my first impression is I'm tasting some sweetness to it. It's very smooth. The retrohale is pleasant. There's no burning or stinging of the nostrils. And the smell, the room note, is very pleasant. Even though it has some perique in it, I'm not tasting any spiciness right now. I mean, there's just, if there's a tiny bit, but nothing that is overwhelming, that makes it not something that you would want to smoke in the morning. It's about, I don't know, about 8 o'clock in the morning. So I've got my coffee to pair with it. And coffee really enhances the flavor of the smoke. I'm really enjoying it with the coffee. I've had it with coffee before. I've had it with cider before. I've had it with bourbon before. And I really do enjoy the coffee with it. So it does make a good morning smoke, in my opinion. So, like I had said before, I am, it's the day after my grandmother's funeral. She was 95 years old. She had a life well lived. She's the last of my grandparents to die. I am very fortunate that she was around in my life as long as she was. But she taught me a lot of things. Sorry about that, son. Really, the big thing that I get from thinking about her is not being in front. In other words, you can be an important part of people's lives and an important part of the world without having to be in the spotlight, without having to be in the limelight. The roles that back people up who are in those roles are just as important as the actual person in front. So just last week, Donald Trump won the White House again, and he had a crew of strong individuals behind him. His co-chair of his re-election campaign, and now his chief of staff, is an incredibly strong woman. And when Trump tried to get her to speak, the night that they won, she kept putting other people up there to speak. She kept trying to get other individuals to spotlight because she wasn't interested in herself. And that is a model for how we are to be with other people. It's okay for us to be in the spotlight. It's okay for us to be in front. But there are times in life, in our relationships, where we don't need to be the know-it-all. We don't need to be the person who has the strongest opinion. We don't need to be the person who is bowling people over with their force of personality. My personality is fairly strong. But there are times when I need to dial it back a couple of notches because, number one, it can get annoying to people. And the second thing is that sometimes other people need an opportunity and a chance to shine. So when it says in Ephesians that we are to submit to one another, that's part of it, is knowing how we can be of service to others, how we can be in the background, or we don't have to be in charge or in front. And so when I'm developing employees, one of the things I often do is when a problem comes up that they bring to me to solve, I may know the answer right away, or I may not. But in either case, I will ask this one important question. What do you think? And when they tell me, then I will ask them, what do you want to do about it? And as long as it fits, it may not be the exact way, or as long as it will solve the problem, and it may not be the way I would do it. It may not be my style, right? But that doesn't matter. You have to be able to differentiate between style and substance. And as long as the substance of it takes care of the matter, it doesn't always have to be done your way. It can be done in a way that may not be your style, but it fits those people who you are trying to develop, especially in a work environment, to let them shine. And then when it works out, and executives, other people in the company say, "Wow, that worked really well. That did the trick." Then you give your team the credit. You say, "Yeah, this was so and so's idea." and you let them shine. You let them have their moment in the sun, because that's how you develop a team. That's how you develop a team that will walk over molten glass for you, is to allow them to shine. And so when praise is given, you defer that to your team. And when there is some sort of criticism or some sort of issue where you guys didn't, as a team, you didn't get it right, no matter who messed up, you as the leader take the hit for it. That is always the way it should be, because you will garner loyalty and you will garner adoration from those people that will do anything for you and will do it in a positive manner, even when they don't agree with it, because they respect you and because they want to follow you, because you have shown yourself to be a leader. So understand that submitting to other people includes allowing them to shine, allowing them to be praised, and stepping back, being the person behind the scenes. And that way you can truly fulfill Scripture when it says to submit unto one another. So I'm about halfway through the bowl now. And as I smoke it down, the Perique is really starting to come forward in the taste profile. The sweetness of the other tobaccos is starting to back away. And it's becoming a really interesting smoke. I know that the Peterson 965, my mixture is, excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold, is a favorite of a lot of people, and I can see why. Like I said, I've smoked about a 10 and a half, maybe close to 2 tens of it, and it's never disappointed. It's not my favorite English mixture, but it is certainly deserving to be in the rotation of English blends that I do smoke. I had actually forgotten about it for probably about a month or so, and was going through and organizing my tobacco cellar. And let me for those of you who don't know what a tobacco cellar is, it doesn't have to be in an actual cellar. In fact, in the South, as far south in Texas as I am, very few homes have basements or cellars. And so, and the reason for that is the water table is too high, and there's really not a need for them here in the South. But all mine is a box, a lockable, sealable box that is airtight, that I got at Harbor Freight. You can get them at Harbor Freight, and they've come with padded insides if you want to keep them, keep the padded inserts. I do, at least on the bottom. And it is a really good place to store tobacco, because it is airtight. And my suggestion is that you put it in a closet, someplace that is not going to see a whole lot of, a lot of activity, and it's out of the way. It's certainly out of the way, and then it also prevents any of the smells from getting out. Not that you would with sealed glass containers, but it really helps that as well. And my wife is appreciative of that I don't have that the house smelling like tobacco. But that's what I would recommend. And one of the things is you can leave tobaccos in tins. Was a life well lived. And when I think of my grandmother, I think of a life well lived, because she did it in service to everyone else. And so as you're living your life, as you are going through your days, I challenge you to look for opportunities to be of service to others. If you're in line at Starbucks, pay for the person behind you. Doesn't matter what the bill is, doesn't matter how expensive it is. Doesn't matter what you find out it is. It can be $3 or 30. But pay it forward. In this case, pay it back. Because you don't know what that act of kindness, that random act of kindness is going to do. Open a door for somebody. And in the South, that's the way I grew up. You always open the doors for ladies, but open them for guys too. Hold them open. If there's somebody behind you at the supermarket getting a cart, when you pull out your cart, give it to them. And smile. And sometimes you don't know what people are going through. That can have a tremendous effect on their day. It can help brighten it, because you don't know when you're encountering people, if you're encountering them on a really bad day, on the worst day of their life. and being kind to them, being loving, and just showing that can have an impact that you don't know what that is going to do for the rest of their day. And it can influence them and build them up. So you can truly show an act of love and kindness by doing that. And being alone from time to time with your thoughts can help you straighten your attitude out. I mean, sometimes I'll wake up and my attitude's just crap. And I'll go out and I'll have a pipe and I'll have a cup of coffee. And it will straighten me out. I will be a better person for my wife and for my kids, for my grandkids, for the world at large. I'll just be a better person. And so I encourage you to take time to, in this case, if you're watching this, you're probably a pipe smoker. If you're not, consider it. But take that time to enjoy life. And in my case, I find I enjoy it with my friends and my family when I've taken time for myself and have just relaxed a little bit and chilled out. This thing needs a relight. I'll be right back. So as I get through the last third of this bowl, let me wrap up the review. The spiciness of the mixture, Peterson Mixture 965, is coming through. The first part of the bowl was really marked by more sweetness. As I got into the second third of the bowl, the spiciness started to come out, and it became really the front flavor. And the last third, the spiciness continued to come out for me. I do highly recommend Peterson's Mixture 965. I recommend it really any time of the day. It's the morning here, and this would be a good smoke really at any time of the day, at least for me. It's not overwhelming. I would consider it a medium to medium mild, in my opinion, English blend, but it is in my rotation that I do smoke regularly, and I highly recommend it. I also take this time to recommend that you take this message and pay it forward today. Do some random act of kindness that you wouldn't normally do for somebody that you come in contact with today, whether that's your spouse, whether that is your family, or whether that is a total stranger that you just meet at Walmart or the grocery store. And it doesn't matter what their response is. It just matters that you put yourself out there and that you showed a random act of kindness to somebody that may not have gotten it otherwise. So this is the Krusty Codger, wishing you a wonderful, blessed day, and I will see you when I see you.